Hey, good evening, everyone. It's February 27, 2021, 8:24 p.m. PST. It's Hey John, and I'm gonna get back to the sticks today. I do every video twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, and this is my second video for a day, which is evening. And I am going to start covering the sticks today, but I just want to go over a little meme I saw today that was pretty interesting to me. And you watch it; it's pretty funny. It's Elon Musk with his instead of a fire gun, a laser gun next to his Tesla truck, and it's it's just pretty funny. It's great. This is what Dogecoin is all about. It is hilariousness and funness. Um, well, enough of that. Let's get to the sticks because that's what you're here for, and that's what I'm gonna give you right now. So let's start on the daily today. Let's see. Earlier in the morning today, I did mention that we're lower range bound for the most part. And it looks like we moved a little lower today as well. As you can see by the red candlestick there, that means we're selling down. Again, nothing to panic about because we're still within the range. And the range is right here. I mentioned to you a few days ago. Basically around 0.426 up to about, I think, zero point 0.6. Yep, 0.6. So basically this is your range here. So right now we're still in the middle range bound, but we're moving lower, and that isn't concerning for the most part. To be honest, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. As I mentioned also earlier today in the morning, that normally on the weekends we have lower volume movements, and usually it's a really good buying opportunities. So with that being said, I'm seeing some buy opportunities here. Like during the weekdays, for example, 0.48, 0.048. That was nearly impossible to buy. Anytime during a weekday, when it hit 0.48 or anything 0.46, 47, etc., it got bought up instantly. But over the weekend, you have time to buy it. So if you want to buy some, I would encourage you to buy some. But only, again, I always mention, never go full ham. Only dabble. Small bites. Don't go big bites. Small bites. Small bites. Small bites. Small bites. Never go big bites. Okay, guys? Please understand that. When you do a bunch of little small bites, it becomes a big bite, and then you can average out your total buys. You never want to go full ham. It's not a good thing here. So, anyways, also you can see the MA50 here is increasing to 0.375 from 0.367, and we're still on a golden cross here on a daily. So that's still very bullish. I understand that for most of you guys buying on 6, or 7, you're thinking, no, this is bearish, this is hell. But you also got to keep in perspective that Dogecoin's been up literally for a year about 1,000% and some change, so it's going to have some correction because, nothing goes up 1,000% and stays there forever, right? It just doesn't make sense. So that's what happens. People are going to sell and it's going to come down. And if you happen to be, if you happen to have got caught up in basically the FOMO mentality and you bought some, don't worry about it. Just start averaging down. I know some people are going to say, oh, average down, that's like the worst loser case thing you can do. But that's what I do personally. And I only do small bites at a time. So you do a bunch of small bites, you have plenty of powder in your pocket, you know what I mean? So when you see a really good sell, you can go do a bigger bite. I'm certain that there'll be more buying opportunities to come, so I wouldn't fret about it too much. If you miss today or tomorrow, don't worry about it. There'll be more coming. With everything is, there's always a buy and sell opportunity. So right now, the sellers have all the opportunity right now because we're literally moving down. But overall, but in the overall picture, in the grand scheme of things, we're still very, very, very bullish. Of course, it doesn't look that way, again, as I mentioned, depending on a perspective of where you're at. Okay? So I just want to clear it up, and let's not panic, guys. Panicking equals losing money, all right? And never go full ham. Can't make that any more clear. Okay, so earlier today in the morning, I made a video about, about 7 a.m.-ish to 8, about 8 a.m. We were around here for the most part, and I did mention that we're going to have a very tight, narrow range for a day. And we did have a pretty tight, narrow range for a day. It's only when you hit the 28 here, as you can see, February 28, because it's a cryptocurrency, right? So it runs 24/7 on different time frames here. So it's moving down literally now. So, but it's moving down on very low volume too. So I wouldn't give it too much credence here. I would take it as a buying opportunity here. So as you can see that in a day from 8 a.m. had low sales and then kind of dipped down on a 4-hour chart here, and now you're seeing a green chart, a green candle here. So that means people are seeing the opportunity to buy and they're buying it up, you know? They're getting discounts here. You're buying on a discount. And you can see also on a 4-hour chart here, if I zoom in a little bit so you can see better, the 50 is reaching the 200 day here. So you're gonna have to start. You're basically gonna have to start watching this here, because if you see a death cross where the 50 goes under 200 here, even on a 4-hour chart, that means that we're gonna be in for a little bit of a bearish ride here for the next few days or even a few weeks possibly, depending on the momentum here. But you can see on a 4-hour time frame here that we're literally on the bearish time frame here. So it's no surprise to me that we're literally moving more down, you know? As you can see here earlier in the day today, by these other sticks right here, it was kind of making a trend up here, but it was very slow. The momentum was so slow, and then it just kind of gave up and it's moving back down now. But when it moved back down with a little more velocity, as you can see by the steep change in the blue line there. So that being said, if you're buying it, I would just hold off for a little bit. Just wait for the lower range. And the lower range, as I mentioned today and for the past few weeks now, the lower range is going to be around 0.427 for the most part. But I would start buying around 0.443 myself personally. That's kind of what I'm watching for. I've bought higher as well. I bought some at 0.55, 0.54, 0.52, 0.50. But again, I dabbled, like literally small, but I have plenty of powder left in my pocket here to use. So I'm not concerned at all. And if you're doing something similar to what I'm doing, a strategy here, then you have no worries here. Even though it's going down and it's kind of losing its value, all I'm seeing is buying opportunities. I cannot wait to get it cheaper and get more Dogecoins to accumulate, because it's not going to go down forever, people. I mean, sure, it looks this way, but this is like kind of psychology 101. It is kind of like just literally shaking the tree, you know, and see which fruit fall first. And I'm not falling off that tree, you know. I'm not leaving. You're going to do more than just shaking for me. You got to like literally go to zero before I freak out, you know. And even then, I have plenty of dry powder, so I'm gonna buy more at that point, and you're not gonna freak me out. So, with that being said, you know, if you have no fear because you have a strategy and you have a plan in mind, you're gonna do fine. In my honest opinion, here, it may take a little bit, but again, this is an investment. Clarify, investment. I'm not day trading. These are investments here. Investment means you're holding for a long term. Long term means more than a year. For me personally speaking, I'm planning on holding this for like 5 to 10 years. Heck, maybe even longer for my kids. Who knows, man? But I'm not planning to sell it tomorrow or next week. So for me, this has no impact on my life whatsoever. If I lose it all, I lose it all. But I'm not gonna lose it all. I know it, so it's fine. And you're asking, oh hey, how do you know that, John? Because it's Dogecoin. I mean, the thing is that there's so much momentum brewing right now, and we're literally at I'm gonna keep on saying it. We're literally at the beginning of something great here. So it's gonna take time for it to recover, and even then, it's gonna recover. If you think about it, we were literally at 8 cents, maybe a few days ago, a few weeks ago, right here, right? And now we're maybe like at 40% of its value there. But we came from 0.0002 or something like that. So it's a ginormous leap. You know, even if it goes back to only say 1 cent, for example, there. It's still a huge increase from 0.0002, you know? So just bear that in mind. I mean, it sucks if you're buying on the top, obviously, because even like the real estate market right now, it's all frothy. Everyone's just buy, no inventory. If you buy a house today, you're buying at the top, you know? So same thing, you buy a house today, be sure to hold on to it for 5-10 years before you think of selling it, because if you sell tomorrow, you're going to lose a lot of money, you know? This is the exact same idea right now. Okay, so just be patient. There are deals coming. And if you buy at top, please have some dry powder. Don't tell me you went all in, because that scares me. So let's move on to the 15-minute chart now, a little more detail to see what's going on today. Alrighty then. So let's see. 2:27 at around, 8 a.m. or 7. Okay. So this morning I mentioned that for the most part, I believe we're going to be trading around here for range bound for the most part here. But near the end of the day, when I say end of the day, I'm thinking 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To me, that I I matched that with the stock market closing at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So to me, this is like, okay, now there's after hours here. And then the Europeans kind of came in and did their thing here for the most part. And okay, I'd say, let's see, 1500, that's 3 o'clock. So around 3 o'clock, there's a pretty big change here, 4 million volume, you know. I mean, again, it's not a lot, but in this tiny time frame, it's quite significant here. So that triggered a bear signal here, as you can tell. But let me zoom in real quick for you guys. So right here, you see how the velocity increased dramatically, and then it kind of recovered a little bit, but it's recovering in a bearish MACD area here. So that means that even though it's recovering, if it doesn't cross over to past the zero equilibrium here, do not count on it. And again, it just sank down some more, you know. So this tells me people are just who are selling it. Maybe they have, you know, I guess weak hands, you know. And obviously, once it's sold for 5.72 million volume, maybe 30 minutes later, someone came in with 5.532 million volume here. So someone came in, saw a buy opportunity, and guess what? They bought. And yeah. And now it's kind of recovering. But again, it's recovering in bearish territory here. So maybe it'll go maybe up to around, say, here. Oops, 1 second. It'll probably be, oops, what? That's going on. So I suspect that it may go around here. And then I suspect it will come back down this way afterwards. Just given the whole MACD right now and the way the techs are looking right now, I suspect that will happen. So even recovers, expect more downside. But again, as I mentioned in the earlier part of this video here, on the weekdays, whenever this hit 0.48, 0.4443, whatever you want to call it, anything basically below 0.48, it got bought up instantly. So I suspect that when Monday comes around, we're gonna bounce back up to around like the 5-ish area. Based on the recent trends I've been seeing during the whole week, to me, it just makes sense that that'll happen. Obviously, I can't prove it, and it could just be me just, you know, having thoughts in my head here. But yeah, because I remember watching it during the day when I was at work. I saw it hit a 0.48 or 46, and instantly I couldn't even buy it. It was that fast. It's just like, choop choop. Before you even knew it, you know, it's already gone. It was like a roadrunner. Beep beep, it's gone. But yeah, so this is pretty much the video for the day here. So again, I suspect that we will probably test the lower part of the lower part of the range here of about 4.2, and you can see also the 50 MA is moving up also. It's from 0.367 to 0.375. So in the coming days, the 50 MA may hit around like say 0.4, 0.42, and when that happens, I'll draw the chart here for you guys. When the 50 MA goes around here, and there's a rectangular box here, you can also see that our MACD is kind of resetting also near the zero equilibrium here. So at this point here, for the most part, I am going to want to see some volume come in, some kind of news to start pushing it back up. If it doesn't push up, then, well, we can cross over into bearish territory and expect more downside. But I'm hoping that won't happen because that's kind of really bad. But you know, we never know. You know, sometimes the bots want to freak you out and they want to just do a quick push on to kind of shake up more hands here. But again, either which way, I'm not too concerned about it. Again, if you have a lot of dry powder and you don't go all in, you'll be just fine. You know, you'll just see more buying opportunities here. And even now, when I'm buying it, I'm probably at maybe like 5% of my total cash value I'm willing to spend on this thing here. So I'm barely dipping my toes right now. You know what I mean? So for me, it's no concern. And I hope you guys are doing something similar. I hope no one's buying half or the whole portfolio at this current range, from 0.8 to 0.4, how it is currently, because that's very truly concerning. I mean, even if you did, I truly believe if you just hold on to it for a while, you kind of make out even. But anyway, expect some more videos from me tomorrow. And again, if you find these videos helpful, give me a subscribe, a like, give me a comment below. Let me know what your concerns are. I'll do my best to help you, and I will do my best to address and help you guys out. Because again, I'm all about the doggy community here, and I want all you guys to have a doggy day. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.